So hello everyone, today let us start with composition of urine and disorders of urinary system. Okay, so urine, it is a clear and amber in color due to the presence of urobilinogen. So the color of the urine is due to presence of urobilinogen. So a bile pigment altered in the intestine, reabsorbed, then excreted by your kidneys. So the specific gravity of your urine is between 1.0202 to 1.300. So the pH is around nearly 6. So normally it is 4.5 to 8. So in a healthy adult will pass nearly 1000 to 1500 ml of urine per day. So the volume of urine produced and the specific gravity will vary according to the fluid intake and amount of solute secreted. So the constituents of your urine are water, it's nearly 96%, urea 2%, and rest 2% will be uric acid, creatinine, ammonia, sodium, potassium, chloride, phosphate, sulfate, and oxalates. Okay, so this is your composition of urine. So next is the disorders. So first thing is glomerulonephritis. Okay, so that as the term itis, it indicates the inflammation. So there will be inflammation in the glomerular part of your nephrons. So this term suggests the inflammatory condition of the glomerulus. So in many cases, glomerulonephritis has an autoimmune component which leads to production of immune complexes that may lodge on the glomerular capillaries, causing inflammation and impairment of the glomerular filtration. Next is the acute nephritis, that is inflammation. So this is characterized by presence of oliguria, hypertension, hematuria, and uremia. Oliguria means little quantity of urine. Okay, hypertension, hematuria, it is blood in your urine, and uremia, presence of urea crystals in your blood. Okay, and there will be presence of urea in your blood also. So there will be loin pain. Loin means the region in between your legs, it is called as loin. So loin pain will be there, headache, malaise, that is normally tiredness will be there, which are also common symptoms. So next is the diabetic nephropathy. Okay, so diabetes, it is the main reason for this. It will cause damage to your large and small blood vessels throughout the body. So though the effects are varying considerably between the individuals. In the kidney, so these are known as collectively known as diabetic nephropathy or diabetic kidney. Okay, and it includes progressive damage of your glomeruli, proteinuria, and nephrotic syndrome, ascending infections like acute pyelonephritis. Okay, so next it may be atheroma of the renal arteries and their branches leading to renal ischemia, hypertension, and chronic renal failure will occur. Okay, next is the hypertension and kidneys. So hypertension can cause the or result in renal disease. So essential and secondary hypertension affect the kidneys with renal blood vessel damage and it will cause ischemia. So acute pyelonephritis, so this is the acute bacterial infection of your renal pelvis and calyces which spreads to the kidney substances causing small abscess. Abscess means pus formation. So bacteria usually reach the kidney by traveling up the urinary tract from the perineum, but sometimes bloodborne. So the bacteria may come from lower region, that is from the urethra to the upper region, or from your blood. So this condition is accompanied by fever, malaise, and loin pain. So next is the reflex nephropathy. So that is reflex, that is backflow of urine from your urinary bladder to the kidney. So previously known as chronic pyelonephritis, this is almost always associated with the reflex of urine from the bladder into the ureter, allowing the spread of infection upwards towards the kidney. So it is a congenital abnormality. So that is by birth itself, the angle of insertion, that is there will be a abnormal insertion of ureter into the urinary bladder, so which will lead to reflection. Next, progressive damage to the renal papillae and collecting the ducts may lead to chronic renal failure, and concurrent hypertension is the common. So acute renal failure. So the causes of acute renal failure are pre-renal, renal, and post-renal. Pre means before renal condition, and renal and post-renal. So pre-renal, the result of reduced renal blood flow, especially as a consequence of example severe and prolonged shock, and renal due to damage of kidney itself, acute tubular necrosis, glomerulonephritis, and post-renal which arises from the obstruction of urine outflow in the urine through the ureter. So the diseases of the prostate gland, tumor in their bladder, uterus, or cervix, large cannulas, that is stone in your renal tract, will also lead to post-renal acute renal failure. So there will be a sudden and severe reduction in the glomerular filtration rate and kidney function that is often reversible 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, so oliguria and anuria. Oliguria means little urea, anuria means absence of urine is urine is accompanied by the metabolic acidosis due to retention of hydrogen ions, electrolyte imbalance, and accumulation of mainly nitrogenous waste products. So this occurs as a complication of conditions not necessarily associated with your kidneys. So chronic renal failure. So onset is usually slow and symptomatic, progressing over several years. The main causes are diabetes mellitus, glomerulonephritis, and hypertension. So GFR and the filtrate volumes are greatly reduced, and the reabsorption of water is seriously impaired. Okay, so the reduced glomerular filtration leads to accumulation of waste substances in the blood, notably urea and creatinine. So when renal failure becomes evident, blood urea levels are raised, and this is referred to as uremia. Okay, so some of the signs and symptoms that may accompany this condition are nausea, vomiting, GIT, bleeding, anemia, pruritus, and others explained below. So polyuria will be there, large volumes of diluted urine, so it will be passed because of the reabsorption is impaired. Nocturia means there will be presence of more urination during the night time. Acidosis, as a result, kidney buffer system that normally controls the pH body fluids fails, so there will be accumulation of hydrogen ions. So electrolyte imbalance, this is also a result of impaired tubular reabsorption and secretion. Okay, so anemia, deficiency of erythropoietin will occur after a few months, so causing anemia that is exacerbated by hemodialysis, which damages the RBCs. So if untreated, the anemia results in fatigue and may also lead to dyspnea and cardiac failure. Dyspnea means difficulty in breathing. So tiredness and breathlessness are sometimes in the initial symptoms of chronic renal failures, and hypertension is often hypertension is the consequence, if not the renal failure. So renal calculi. So calculi form in the kidneys and bladder when urinary constituents are normally in the solution. Usually oxalate and phosphate salts are precipitated. So urinary tract infections. So infection of any part of the urinary tract may spread upwards, causing acute pyelonephritis and kidney damage. So urethritis, that is inflammation of your urethra. Okay. So cystitis, this is the inflammation of the bladder and may be due to upward spread of commensal bacteria of bowel, that is E. coli and Streptococcus fecus. Okay, so from the perineum via urethra, especially in women. So trauma with without infection following the healthy care interventions, example radiotherapy, insertion of urinary catheter, that is procedure for urination in your hospitals, and instrumentation into the bladder. Okay, so this also will lead to cystitis. Urethritis, this is the inflammation of the urethra, and urinary incontinence, it is the condition normal micturition is affected and there is involuntary loss of urine. So neurological abnormalities can also impair voluntary control of micturition, that is spinal cord injury and multiple sclerosis. Okay, so with this your urinary system is over. So remaining we can see the next class. Take care. Bye bye.